Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Miracle Guidance. I'm Carmen Harra. So happy to be with you every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on Home Time Radio. And tonight I choose a topic because all of you are calling me for years and telling me you feel stuck, you can't let go, and you cannot welcome future into your life. So I said, okay, let's do something about it, and and I want to try to help you let go. Let's let go of the pain, anger, resentment. And I want you to turn your back on the past and look forward to a better future, because that's what we collectively need right now. The truth is that we are living in the past. And if we are living in the past, tomorrow looks like yesterday. The same things will follow if you don't close the door behind you. And if we are all stuck in the same, hurtful memory, a false belief, a trauma, a bad breakup, or an old argument, we cannot move forward. So this diminishes the power you have in the present and blocks you from receiving a new opportunity. So I think I'm telling you something you probably heard before, but if you feel stagnant or dissatisfied in any way, your past is still intruding in your present. So many of you are telling me, I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel in the same situation for many years. Now, you deserve to welcome something different to create a better future. But when things like this occur, it means something is holding you back. They say that time heals all wounds, but this isn't always true. We like to think that, okay, time takes away the power of something that happened to us and smooth everything over. But in reality, it can make our emotions even deeper. You might be thinking, well, I got over that relationship so many years ago, so that bad experience happened a long time ago, so I definitely healed from it. Or you may or may not be. And you won't know until you introspect with honesty and without fear, because we're scared to go back to those memories. And we have something that in psychology is called dissociated amnesia. So does trauma from past continue to interfere in your present? Of course it does. Do the effect of a former betrayal creep into your relationship today? Of course. You must let things go completely in order for them to come to an end. You have to know how to have that closure. And in many cases, you think you had the closure, but in fact, you didn't. So the question is, how do we know when we did and we didn't? So you have to do it because time won't do anything for you except push the memory. Time will push the memory further down into your subconscious, but the memory will still be there. So you need to delete that memory. If you continue to hold into something, even if it happened 50 years ago, it's still very much alive. Memories, they stay. They are stored in the subconscious mind. And if they're still present in your heart, they will continue to be present in your life. They will continue to kick in. They will continue. I've seen people talking 30, 40 years later about something that happened when they were 6 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. And breaking those patterns that I consider to be karmic, because karmic means they continue to repeat, and sort of relinquishing your past has a lot to do with the way you process emotions. So in other words, in order to fully delete those memories, you have to know how to process feeling. If you don't adequately process your emotion, because as I said, we tend to avoid going deep there to the memory because we're scared, and that's an emotional thing. So if we don't process emotion, we allow emotion to, at some level of our being, to sabotage our potential of being happy, you know. So as I said, time doesn't always heal the wounds. So you have to do the work to release emotions so that your wounds can heal and they can really become scars that can finally fade. It's not easy to tolerate the pain of raw emotion, but just a bit of emotional release each day will lead to progress. So, in other words, you see, this is a lot of work. It's not that easy. You need fortitude, endurance, getting up, forging ahead, allowing yourself to conquer. And at the end, you will conquer anything. So profound resilience never fails, as you know, to see us through. And knowing this is the first step towards letting go, as I said. So several strategies are very effective to release negative emotion within you and helping you detach. And as you know, this is a calling show, so I would love to take your calls and ask you what it is, that you want to ask me. And if you feel being stuck in the past with something, I will just touch a little bit upon the things that I want you to pay attention, because it's so relevant to take those steps in order to free yourself from the past. And then I'll go and take Cornelia, and then I have somebody, I think, from Singapore, Marilyn, and I will take all of you one at a time because I am very grateful for your calls, as you know very well. So the first thing that people need to do when they feel somewhere blocked and disappointed with the way things happen in their life, the first thing is journaling. I don't know if you heard about journaling, but journaling means, okay, you write your emotion with your hands. You don't need a computer. You don't type them on the phone. The most creative people, film directors, great artists, Leonardo da Vinci, Steve Jobs, they used to write. They have to have notebooks, and they put their emotions, their intention, their feelings in writing. When you write your thoughts, your feelings, you sort of draw them down. So that access to the memory is so intense. So you actually take those memories and find an outlet for those memories, memories and those emotions, and find an outlet for the emotions attached to that experience. It's okay to cry. You can cry. Crying, and it's something that clears you energetically, that release those feelings. It's okay to release those emotions, because emotions the release of them will allow you, to really be able to delete that experience. If you feel you're embarrassed to cry in front of others, that's okay. Find a place where you can be alone. And keep in mind that unlike just speaking or thinking about your emotion, writing them makes them tangible. They translate into something that you can touch. So, and you know what, you write them down, and then you know what, you can revisit the pages later. And if you feel like, hey, I can't break through, look for an emotional support. Life, think of all the people who have problems with addiction. Think of the people who go to those Alcohol Anonymous meetings, when they meet and they talk about being alcoholics and the experience that they have. They look for the support system. When you say, oh, things are not working for me, find the support system that you can get connected to, and people that will listen to you. And look for people who came into your life recently. Stick closer to those who can boost your strength, your vitality, and don't be afraid to call people who show you that unconditional love. I know there's not too many people out there, but surround yourself with that support group. And on another strategy, because this is all something very intense and it's very emotional, is tame your emotion by putting limits on the negative ones. Now, when you think how bad something happened to you and how bad the situation was when you went through, you have to allow yourself to feel angry and resentful for what you suffered, for let's say the terrible loss you went through. But do express them by that. Don't letting those emotions take over you forever. Because one of the things that can block you is when you allow those feelings to take over you and let feelings control you. Sometimes it's okay to walk in the nature. Sometimes it's okay to take a trip. Hopefully this COVID is going to go away. And we can really do this. And sometimes it's amazing to do those great affirmations to move forward. Because when you say things, the brain, reality reflects what the mind projects. But when you say things, the words have power. And they reflect what the mind wants to project. And I'm telling you, I'm giving you some affirmation. You can create yours. But I've seen that these are working a lot for people. If you feel like you are stuck, you should say, my past is gone. It does not span into my future. Then say things like, this situation taught me a lesson, a necessary lesson. Through this hard time, I learn and I evolve. So acknowledge the good into the bad. I have the power to turn any setbacks into a victory. Say things like, my path is clear. I know exactly what I must do. I am sustained by people who support me through anything. My suffering is heard. I'm being rewarded with joy. Say such things because this will bring in a positive experience that will replace the dark one that's probably lingering somewhere within yourself. And I have a beautiful one. Say this great affirmation. I have resurfaced from the storm stronger and better than before. Determination and ambition surge through me, and an unexpected blessing awaits me. Because when you say these affirmations, you allow yourself to feel them fully. You feel those things. Say them with faith and with conviction, and you can take, you can take different words and create different ones. But you actually can change the vibration, by using your own words. And this is a message to the universe that you are ready. You are ready, and you trust that there is a new beginning, and you are not anymore in the past, and you are able to close that door by the way you think. Yeah, this is significant. The way you think is everything. Now, there are other actions that we can take in order to detach, and I'm going to talk to you in the next segment. But I'm going to go and take your calls. And before that, I want to let you know that my new book is coming. I'm super excited. My new book is going to release in the next number of weeks. My new book is called Committed: Finding Love and Loyalty Through the 7 Archetypes. Now, my book touches upon the concept of commitment, which is a problem for most people in the world now, in the world today. But what's exactly commitment? Why it's so hard to achieve? Why we struggle so much in love? Why we are so disappointed in love? And if you feel all of this, then my book, Committed, is the book for you. So Committed will make you reevaluate the way you think about love. And it is a relationship manual that unfolds in 2 parts, has been endorsed by Dr. John Gray and many other doctors and other colleagues of mine. So it's a manual that will help you work how to perform on the inside and how to distinguish the archetypes that you encounter through your life. You will learn to re-examine your core beliefs, to liberate yourself from people and places that no longer serve you, and develop an unshakable sense of self-worth. But also you will learn a lot about emotional intimacy external influences, and identify these archetypes. Archetypes exist since the dawn of time. We're going back to the Greeks, and they talk about the archetypes. So the goal of my book, Committed, is to help you find and keep the love, an authentic relationship, and find, everything that you're searching for, and find who are you in terms of your archetype, which is the archetype that matches you. Like, for instance, Donald Trump is a narcissist, but Melania Trump is a narcissist too. Now, two narcissists, they will match perfectly, and they will stick with each other. And here is an interesting aspect of the book for you to identify the type of the archetype you are. Now, if you want to find much more about my book, I want you to sign up for my mailing list. Go to carmenharra.com, and there's a mailing list. Put your email address, and you'll receive an email with the release of the book. And when you get that email, I'll give you a discount to the book, and the book comes with all kinds of other gifts, and I think that you will be learning a lot, not because it's my book, but this is the kind of a topic that I think everybody needs. We all need authentic relationships, and we all have issues with commitment, and my book touches upon also the online dating, and the whole idea of dating, is expressed in great length.